Welcome, Sojourners. You have found yourself a cozy place here at Sojourners Awake. I'm Jonathan, and this is our production of The Fairy and the Free. For now, we start in media res, in the middle of the action. Bertie has just hunted a wild boar for the sport and entertainment of Castle Feathermore. Triyina and Samoon have cheered on, and now they have been extended a backstage pass via Alastra, the daughter of Baron Feathermore. She has beckoned to Bertie to come clean up, and as you will see, Samoon and Triyina quickly follow, with Triyina, their new vampire friend, at their side. And so for now, our story continues.
You collect them. I got to go celebrate.
I don't know if they'll give them to me.
Triyina, you walk away with 600 gold.
Heck yeah, I do. And a sad heart, because I thought we were just wrestling.
Triyina, right there at your side, says, "This was more exciting than I anticipated. And oh, look, a backstage pass to Castle Feathermore. Shall we go?"
Certainly, as long as, you
She
come with me.
She walks ahead of you, following after Samoon, not wanting to miss a beat on this party.
And I am staying right by her side, because I think she's up to no good. But also, I'm slightly terrified.
Yeah, like Samoon is just super ecstatic, and he runs up to Bertie. We were right. You got a new hide. Forget that old wolf pal. Look at this beautiful piece that you just got. It's amazing. That was incredible. Good job. Good job.
Well, thank you. I mean, it wasn't really hard. I've killed a lot of boars. I mean, I eat boars. I wonder what they're gonna do with the meat.
Alastra replies, "Oh, it'll be served at my father's party tonight. It's part of the ritual."
I don't know that I like to take part in rituals, but I'm happy to eat food.
Well, you contributed greatly to the ritual. Everyone was beginning to believe that there would be no dinner tonight. You see, my father sometimes gives the giant potions to the boar if the stakes get too high. It makes for a better barbecue, but a much more challenging fight.
I think I would like to try to fight a giant boar. I think I could do it.
Well, you might want to take a potion before you do so, but there's the lavatory. There's plenty of, well, there might be some clothes that fit you if you're interested, but you can at least wash up. I don't know if we can make something out of the boar just yet, but if you want, I can have my servants look into it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hand the boar over and be like, I want something like very kind of sleek and feminine out of this as much as possible. And then maybe a cool hat with the head of it.
Like a mini skirt. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And a nice hat like that has feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, yeah, wonderful.
Well, no feathers. I'm not a feather person. You can use these tusks and use them for maybe a belt.
Oh, that would look really good. Yes. She calls one of her servants and explains something in Giant. They rush off to go make your dress as requested. Bertie, you're inside the lavatory getting cleaned up and everything. Outside, Alastra says, well, you made it to the party early. Isn't that neat? All thanks to your barbaric friend. She really gave them a great show. If you want, you can just wait here in the library.
Oh, well, thank you so much for extending your hospitality to us.
Yes, if you want to go to the party, you can just enter through that door and just pretend like you were here all along. That is if you're staying for the party. If you need to go back, I suppose you could just go through the back door. It'll lead straight to the garden.
Oh, no, we're definitely staying for the party. Is there a
We are
dress-
definitely staying for the party.
Yes, my friend and I. Is there a dress code? We weren't made aware. We've only just come to Dreamland.
Would you like to wear something of mine? I have plenty of outfits.
Oh, you're quite a bit taller than I am. I'm not sure that it would fit.
I could fix that for you if you want. It's not that difficult.
I'm gonna actually look over at Drasanya because I'm not doing anything she's not going to do.
We are all up for that. Do you have 3? Maybe 4?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Of course, I can go get 4 potions. It'll be fine, just right away. She rushes off very quickly, and Triyina just says, "This is really exciting. Can't believe this is actually happening. Free drinks."
Are you sure you want to go in so large? I mean, I just feel like it's so inconvenient to be that sized all the time. And even
Wait
if it's
until you
just
get
one
into
night-
the hall. It's going to be a lot bigger than you imagined.
Okay.
You don't want to be the only one at the party that's small, do you?
Well, it depends on if I want to be noticed or not.
Believe me, when she gets done with the outfit, you'll be noticed.
Ah, wonderful. That's gonna make things easy.
Samoon, how do you respond?
Just like caught up in like replaying Bertie's victory, and he's like throwing air punches, and he's like jumping side to side, like pretending like he's facing a boar. He's just hyped. He's here. Yeah, he's gonna just look up at Triyina. How did we do in the winnings? Were you able to collect all of it?
Oh, so it's like, yeah, we got 600 gold. How much did you put in again? 15?
Yes.
Okay, so that means this much of it is yours. And I don't know how much that would equal out to. But she'll give him the correct per appropriate amount.
Samoon, you get 500. Triyina, you get 100.
Boo.
That was incredible. I am so hyped for this party now. Excuse me, I overheard your name was Triyina?
Drasanya. It's difficult to pronounce in common, but whatever you want.
Well, what brings you to the party?
I'm a spy.
Like with code and secret sign language?
Exactly.
You know, I have a book in my backpack that I've been not actively studying as of late, but it teaches me some sign language for spy things. I think that's so cool.
Well, bring it out. Impress me.
He's gonna just like dig through his duffel bag, pulls out the book. Oh, here it is. And then he like opens up to a random page. He's like, I think I kind of know this one. And he like puts the book on the floor, and he just like does this hand motion. And he has no idea if it's. Well, according to the book, this means bad guy coming right behind you.
She looks right behind her, feigning interest. Oh, and you see Alastra coming. Maybe she's the bad guy.
Maybe she is the bad guy.
Ooh.
But that is so cool. Do you use your sign language a lot as a spy?
She speaks in your head. No, but sometimes I can get inside your head.
Did you hear that, Triyina? She can get in your head.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. My eyes are big and wide on Illustra. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this right here, right now.
She messages in your head. It'll be our secret.
Our secret, of course. I have follow-up questions.
Alastra shows up right at that moment. Bertie, you're walking out. And Alastra says, "You won't believe it. We actually got the dress made just now. Bertie, if you want to wear it, you can. You look so amazing, so barbaric."
All right. Bertie's going to put it on.
Bertie, you come, and how do you appear as you exit from the lavatory?
Okay. She has a mini skirt with the boar hide that's like brown and furry, and then a sort of sash that goes up around one shoulder and back down, and then a belt that goes around it with the tusks kind of as the clip for the belt. And then the head of the boar, like the snout, has been made into a sort of hood that's strapped on the back of the sash.
Alastra says, "You look wonderful." And she says, "Oh, and look at this special thing." She hands you a piece of the bone from the boar. And she said, "I can pierce your nose if you want."
I don't like the septum rings. I think they look too barbaric.
Okay, of course. How about just
you can maybe do my ear.
Yeah, we'll pierce your ears. Make a Constitution saving throw as a giant woman pierces your ears.
Are there ever some sentences you just never thought you'd say as a DM?
I know. Yes.
Because that one's on my list.
It tends to get away from me.
You said it like with so much gusto, like you were ready for it, like, make this Constitution saving throw. And then I was like, what a weird sentence.
That's a 21.
21. You are able to not cry out at the top of your lungs. But she pierces, and it's a beautiful bone ring that extends on your earlobes. Alistair says, I have the drinks. It'll be really fun. You can be my guests at the party. You can tell that she's starting to realize that she may have accidentally had an enjoyable time at her father's business party. And she seems like she's... Yeah.
Before we do whatever we're going to do, did I get my stuff back?
Yes.
Okay. So I have my helmet.
Yes. You can wear your helmet. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
you look really eclectic now. This is awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. You want to all drink together? Well, I mean, of course not me, but I have something else I can drink too. Tricynia's already got her drink in her hand. Samoon
just like holds the glass and he's like, the last time I took a swig of something, 2 times ago I took the swig of something, it was very bad. he's doing like numbers on his finger. He looks at Triyina and Bertie. Well, should we partake?
Triyina.
I am looking at Drasanya, and if she drinks, I drink.
She's ready. Bertie.
I'm already like halfway done with the drinker.
Well, at that point, Alastria just cries out as everyone chugs, "Engorgio!" And the 4 of you double in your size and stature.
Oh my gracious. They should put warning labels on this.
Oh my gosh, I can actually talk to you. I can hear you. You're like talking right at me. This is so cool.
Yeah, hi. It's, well, the weather up here is nice. I bet you hear that a lot. I'm sorry.
It's Skyworld. We hear that all the time.
I'm so sorry. I'm still new here.
Well, let's go. I can't wait to show you off. You want to go into the party?
Yeah, if my friend is ready.
Bertie, though you are still the shortest, you're running at about a good 6.5 feet tall.
Can I just make sure my helmet is on and charged and kind of flip the goggles down in preparation?
As you are walking, y'all done a really good job talking to Alastra and Triyina. If each of you make a D10 roll for a discovery. In this order, Bertie, Triyina, and Samoon. You got a 2.
6.
A 1.
Alastra puts her arm in your arm, Samoon, and leads you proud. She seems very excited that she has a male friend to show off to her father, and she's leading you away. And she's saying, "Are you a real Genasi? Is that air in your veins I can see right now? Can you hold your breath? Is it all true?"
Yes, it is true. I have been a Genasi all my life.
That's great. It's just been so boring. See, Count Cressian, he's the other power here in town, and he makes everything so difficult for my father. My father manages everything in Luminous, but the Count manages the food. And so sometimes if the Count really wants to stick it to my father, he won't provide food for the party, which is why we have the boar hunts. They're just in constant tension. And although the Count will deny it, the Bite Club works for him. I mean, and she's really trying to impress you with how much she knows about the political goings on. I mean, if you need something to talk about, you could just ask me. My father and mother didn't mention it, but today's actually my coming of age day. I'm now an adult woman, giant woman, and I thought this party was for me, but turns out it's just a business thing for my father. But it's really cool if you could like share something from like some political intrigue from your world. We could like trade secrets and ideas, and then you could impress my father, and then he would think that I have really cool friends too, and I'm not just a young woman, that I could run his company or something. Isn't that cool?
I mean, that sounds very ambitious to me. I think you could do whatever it is you put your mind to. So if you want to run your father's company, then why not? And if he says no, then why not make your own company?
Well,
is that a thing at Skyward?
Yeah. You see the stars just light up in her eyes as you have hit a sensitive spot, and that she's never felt acknowledged. And as you acknowledge her, you watch as her chest fills with air and her neck straightens up, her jaw begins to tighten. She says, I can accomplish anything. It seems to hinge off your words. Triyina, what'd you roll? 6. Triyina is holding you back, and she says, this is awesome. Now, before you go in there, you need to know something about these cloud giants. This is what I know. They really believe it is their right and responsibility to rule Luminous. They wanted to go back to the old ways, like thousands of years ago, right? Like before everything happened. They had their chance. They think they can do this, and don't let them fool you. Feathermore is just as smug as the giants used to be. I think it's just so ironic that we're actually their size. This has got to be such a bitter pill for them that they have to invite people to their parties, grow those guests up to their own size so they can actually have a conversation without looking down on someone all the time. I think it just burns them up. It's probably best that there are competing factions within the city.
I don't know. I think, what was the daughter's name? Elastra?
Elastra.
Elastra seems really happy and not burned up about having friends her size.
She's young. She probably is kept away from a lot of the education and especially the old way of thinking.
Well, that's good then. If she's gonna inherit her father's, business, then she'll keep things going forward.
Yeah, of course. I believe me, I would have it no other way. As would many other people here in.
How about the Count that you work for?
Yeah. So you figured that much out. I figured you were smart.
It's a little
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. It's not so bad, actually. I just have to keep it on the down low when we're in the limelight. Feathermore knows. But it's, it's just because the Bite Club, they say they work for the Count. It's not true, believe me. The Count's disavowed it over and over again. But there are plenty of people here at the party that think that the Bite Club and the Count work together and they want to overthrow the Baron. And really, the Count just wants to do business, But I am a spy.
So you're a spy for the Count, but not the Bite Club.
Exactly.
So then why does the Bite Club act like one of your type?
What do you mean?
The whole fight thing?
Anybody can be a vampire.
Right, but they seem to make it their, mantra.
They're very proud of it. Those who work for the Count are a little more subtle.
So they're all vampires.
I don't know. Maybe the Fight Club is. I don't know if they are all vampires. She now seems to be backtracking that she may have revealed too much. I'm not saying the Bite Club is vampires. I don't know. How would I know?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I'm just trying to understand. Hey, I'm a visitor here. I have no sides. I don't care one way for Feathermore or the Count. I'm just here for a good time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, honey. Okay.
Bertie, you are actually held back a little bit. What separates you from the party as you're walking towards the entrance into the main foyer?
So are there a lot of people in the foyer?
In the main hall, you can see people are gathered in clusters and clumps around food tables, a roasting pig. Some are dancing in the circle. There's a band. The lights are bright, but as you're walking through the hall near the stairwell, something holds you up as the rest of the party enters into the dining hall.
If I get stuck in the crowd.
Okay, Bertie, you walk in and immediately are ushered, bumped, and there's those two same elementals. Anyway, so it was cat tier, right? You already said that joke. Please, my friend, you're caught between these two genies, and you get pushed into the service line. And soon enough, someone gives you a tray and says, "Here, take these back to the sink." And instinctively, hearkening back to your days at Bald Top Brew, you just walk into the kitchen. You set down the dishes, and there's this hippo washing them and says, "Just put them right there. Hey, you're not wearing the dress code. Don't forget to change. You can change back in the lavatory." He directs you towards the lavatory. And as you walk towards that, just following this muscle memory, you hear a voice, a giant voice. He whispers low. "I don't care how, but he is not allowed in here. You can tell Grinda that if he is going to leak secrets to that vampire cult, he will not work here anymore, and he will not get paid. There is no obligation that I should pay him. Yes, Baron, whatever you wish. So if you see him here, I want all eyes watching, all security detail. If you see that sniveling goblin of a man, throw him out. I don't want to see his face. I don't want to hear he has gotten his paycheck. I want those funds that should have been afforded to him, a spy, put it into some charity, or make sure to buy us another boar. Yes, Baron. I'll make sure Grinda is not seen at this party." And suddenly you hear the music and you see Triyina and Samoon. And you notice that Baron Feathermore is actually walking around the corner, going back into his party. How would you proceed, Bertie?
I go, "Psst. Hey guys, I think I know. See that guy right there? He's the feather guy. He's the Feathermore. His name's Baron."
Oh, yeah, he was the man who spoke to us. I assume Elastra is still there?
Elastra is still there, hanging on
Yeah.
Samoon's shoulder. Or his
Yeah,
arm.
he's the one who made the announcement. Oh, that's right. You were, I think, in the boar pit by then.
That's my father.
Oh.
Samoon, come say something brilliant. And she pulls you over to Baron Feathermore.
Oh, bye, Samoon. Be brilliant. He's gonna die.
Hey, Trina,
Yeah.
aren't we here to find a bird?
Yeah, actually, I was just getting ready to ask Drasanya if she knew anything about it, since, she is, here on special information.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was still the plan.
Yeah, no, that's still what the plan is.
She has spit out her drink. You're looking for a bird?
Mm-hmm.
Well, aren't we two peas in a pod?
Are you also looking for a bird?
She looks around. Not just any bird.
Is it
Swan.
a green bird?
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Wait.
Strange day. What?
So you-
What stars were you born under?
I couldn't tell you.
I'm
Nope.
very certain you're a badger.
I wouldn't know. No one ever told me when I was born.
We
I
need to
didn't have
find
parents.
a different. Yeah, you didn't even know. Okay, that's awful. Anyway, this is fate. We are literally here for the same thing.
Perhaps not for the same reasons, though.
That'll all wash out in the end.
So you're saying that you're here on a mission for the Count and not the Bite Club, looking for the bird that belongs to the Prince of Autumn.
Belongs to who? I don't know who it belongs to, but it could belong to you and me if we play our cards right.
Mm-hmm.
Bertie kind of leans in. Bertie kind of leans in as like, hey, I understand you have like a certain taste for certain things, but we don't want to eat the bird. We need to take the bird without eating it.
Yes. Bertie is correct.
We're not going to eat the bird. No. Believe me, it fetches a high price here in Skyworld. Its feathers are absolutely magical, and there are powers that would be willing to purchase such a rare item. Believe me, rich beyond your wildest dreams. You want to be princess? You want to be queen? This is your chance.
Oh. That is good to know. I'm caught in a moral dilemma. Sorry, I'm trying to think, because, like, if we use her to get the bird, we're still going to have to deal with her later. I'm trying to decide if we're going to be like, yeah, we'll get the bird together and give it back to its rightful owner. He'll probably pay handsomely, too. The highest payer would be the owner, is kind of the thing I was going, but...
Do you have any questions about this scene?
No, but I think I want to try to read the vampire's brain with my hat.
You cast Detect Thoughts. Do you remember what the save is on that?
A 12.
She gets a 15.
Fail.
Yep. So she sees you, hears you tapping in. It's very loud of a party, and so there's very much distraction. So you can see that she's looking around as if someone's trying to get in. But she quickly walks away to distract, to move around, to see if she can get a bead on who's listening in. Having the spell fail that first time. Triyina, do you have any questions?
I guess the only question I have to get from Fish and from her. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly who she's working for, because she keeps changing her story and what she wants. So
She has indicated she works for the Count.
Right.
Like the Count, she has also denied
the Bite
connection
Club
to the
work.
Bite
Yeah,
Club.
but I don't
Yep.
believe her at all, because she's gave too much information. But then, why does she want the bird for money? Is it for the Count? Like it is...
Yeah, it does seem like she's willing to just ditch everybody.
Gotcha.
Now that she has found an ally in you, that's what's changed.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna smile and keep following her.
Samoon, as you're walking around, did you have any questions about this scene?
Samoon is being drugged, more or less. He's keeping pace with Alastra. And the suddenness of stage fright, okay, I'm about to meet her dad and these people I don't know. What does his company look like? Am I are we going up a set of stairs?
The dining hall is full of mixture of giants, genies who have doubled in their size through their magical powers. There are some small folk who have retained their size, gift servants, and people like you who have taken the potions to double their size to talk face to face with the giants. For the most part, everyone's on the same playing field. There's no level difference. There are giants. There are genies who have doubled in size, who appear very tall. There are folks like you who have taken the potion, doubling their size. And there are also some who have declined and are simply milling about, either standing on podiums or maintaining a proud distance between them and the giant folk.
Okay.
But Baron Feathermore is simply standing with glass in hand, talking amongst business associates, including Duvasta, the drow cloud manager, who has not taken a potion and is having to shout incredibly loud to get his voice heard. There's a couple of genies who are standing beside Feathermore, including another giant man who has got a large staff slung across his back. Looks like a rugged type, not the party type. He's grunting and drinking a whiskey along with Baron Feathermore. Alastra is dragging you to her father. And she opens up by saying, your party is going well, Baron. Allow me to introduce Mr. Samoon from Bonsarel. Baron extends his hand. Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Samoon. What brings you to Skyworld?
As Samoon extends his hands, he's nervously going to just start reciting a riddle. Hello, sir. My name is Samoon, and then he's just gonna kind of like firm and like look in the Baron's eyes, and he's simply gonna say, "It is within the living, and not the dead. It flows beneath, above, and around you. Though we take it for granted, it is always there." And I'm going to, for flavor, if you'll let me, cast my version of Ensnaring Strike, but it's going to be non-lethal. Obviously, it's not going to do any harm, but, so, you know, Ensnaring Strike is an attack that's like a grappling attack. So what he experiences as soon as our hands like clasp, kind of like, you know, in the Roman days, from that, he's gonna feel just this swirl of air just kind of exude up his arm, around his body, and around him, and just kind of like dissipate. And I come to Skyworld, just traveling its flow.
He feels the effects. He doesn't break from your handshake, and you're still shaking his hand, and he just cracks a smile and says, "Welcome, Mr. Samoon, to Skyworld. Dare I ask what sort of business you're in?"
Well, I am in the business of living a life of fulfillment.
He looks over at Alastra now. Have you reached that fulfillment?
Well, you know, I've experienced many things, but I feel as though there are many more things to be had.
So, like the wind, you will be here today and gone tomorrow, I presume.
Well, if that is the direction of the wind, then perhaps. But if the wind keeps me here, then here I shall stay. Who am I to tell the wind where to take me and where not to? For I do not have such power to tell the wind to do anything. I simply flow along its path.
He finishes off the handshake with, "No, it is men like us who decide to stay. Do not obey the commands of the wind. And that is the reason we are in charge, and not the others." He says, "Whiskey?"
He's just going back into his head. He doesn't know what to trust anymore as far as drinks go. But
he doesn't
yes.
even, he doesn't, yeah, he
Yeah.
does, he just motions over and hands you a whiskey, and he goes off to talk about some pricing and figures with the giant nearby. You're left in the conversation, and Alastra's kind of just standing there, not sure whether to resume the arm hold, because she has clearly felt her father's mild amusement / indifference with your presentation. And she says, she kind of whispers over to you, "My father's, he's not a poet?"
That was a riddle.
Oh,
But
see, I don't even know.
well, no, I know the god who created poetry, and you know he told me something. Here's a secret: if you want to be a god, all you have to do is find out how to be immortal, and then come up with something that no one else has done before.
Baron Feathermore hears you say that and says, I'm sorry. Who do you know?
Oh, I know Melith. He is the god of poetry.
Besides dropping a name at the party and the questions it brings, you wouldn't happen to be here for him.
Well, I did come of my own volition. So in a way, no.
A very shrewd man Feathermore is, he says, of your own volition, but at his request.
Well, I am not going to play you on that one. Perhaps he did ask me to come on his behalf for a reason.
Huh, I wonder why that could be.
Do you know him?
Yes, I know him a little.
Then perhaps you can ask him.
Alastra, don't forget you have a field trip tomorrow. He resumes his studies and says, good day to you, Mr. Samoon. I hope you find what you're looking for. You hear that tone of on guard. Oh, we are not simply milling about as friends, posing riddles. We are looking for the same thing. It gets very awkward at this moment. Alastra just stands there, nervous, not sure what to do. Her father is turned away from y'all, but has not broken the social circle.
Oh man, I got so wrapped up in that moment, I forgot the questions I was going to ask Sonya.
Sonya is knocking back the drinks. She's starting to get a little toasted, and she's saying, wouldn't it be great to just go wherever you want, to rule Skyworld? I mean, to live like kings. We can do it together, Triyina.
Well, first of all, you're going to have to slow down on those drinks if you want to accomplish anything. Is this your first spy mission?
No, of course not. I can do it. I can do it. We'll find what we're looking for. Find the green swan.
Shh.
Okay?
Hey, if it's here, nobody needs to be shouting about it. Honestly, Bertie, can you believe this woman?
She's your friend. I don't particularly like her.
I know, I thought she was gonna throw bombs like the other one. Sorry.
Hey, we at the Bite Squad, we're not all the same, okay?
That's what I thought. Okay, so let me get this straight. I think I'm starting to put your story together. You, who, you know, doesn't work for the Bite Squad, she says with a wink, but does work for the Count. But perhaps you don't want to be working for the Count and would like to have a little taste of freedom yourself? And you think this green swan is going to get you that?
Oh, I know so. There was supposed to be someone coming by today. He was the last person they saw the swan with. He used to work for Feathermore. And he hasn't gotten paid because he was leaking secrets to the Count. So we're here. We're going to find that guy, Grinda. And we're going to follow him.
Okay.
So we just got to wait for him to show up for his paycheck.
Okay, that sounds like a really smart idea. However, I just want you to know that swan has an owner who really misses it, and he will probably be able to pay handsomely and help you get what you want.
Oh, boo, cry me. A river. Who? Everyone has something they want, but we can sell it. We can sell it to the Duke. They'll pay for so much. We'll be rich.
There's a duke now? We got a count, a baron, and a duke? Is there even a king of Skyworld? How does this system work?
No king, but the
Then
Duke
who
wants
I'm gonna walk over to the bar and get a whiskey for me and another one for our vampire friend.
Okay.
My goal is to get her to just pass out.
Okay.
Probably smart.
All right. Let's do contested constitution checks then, Bertie.
Hey, why don't we have a drinking contest and see who can hold the most amount of liquor?
What?
Great idea.
That's a terrible idea.
DC 14.
Oh my gracious. I don't think anybody can out-constitution Bertie.
No, I just failed. So. But it's just one shot. She's had more.
You're right.
Nevertheless, you intended to go into a drinking competition, which means you are poisoned. As a drunk Bertie, you have disadvantage on ability checks.
They
Okay,
must make it
that's fine.
stronger for giants.
Yep. So, how do you proceed? Samoon, you see that everything's kind of like Bertie and Drasinia are knocking back the shots back and forth. The party is beginning to get a little more raucous, and some giants have started to dance. People have milled about, and for the most part, all the small folk have left, except the ones playing the music.
Is Elastra still near me?
She is. She's looking pretty awkward at this point. Not sure of where to fit in now.
So is Drasinia, is she passed out?
She's not passed out, not unless you progress further.
I mean, I feel like I could hold more liquor.
Then you would have to try again. You want to progress?
You know, Elastra, I'm sorry if I did not say what you wanted me to say to your dad.
No,
you seem a bit disappointed.
I try so hard to fit in with my father's company and his business and his friends that I don't even think that if I want to. I'm sorry. I feel like I roped you into it, and it shouldn't have been about me trying to impress my father with people I had found. I don't even know anything about you, Samoon.
But that is okay. I mean, you know, if I can help you in any way, I will. But
No. I don't need help. That's just it. I got excited for a minute that I thought I could impress my father with something, and then he goes off and says something like that. A field trip. I'm going to work. I'm going to try to make something of myself. I'm not a child. It's not a field trip. It's not a play date. But I don't think he'll ever see me as accomplished. Because I don't think like him. You saw how he was. He is a chess master. You can't outwit him. You can't outtalk him. And he never shows his cards. I can't compete with that.
Well, in my honest opinion, I don't think that you should. But to be honest, I don't know much about parenting. You see, my parents, I never knew them. But I grew up in a really nice orphanage, and they helped me, you know, develop kindness for people. And because they helped me, we were able to help people. And I think, you know, there's something to be said about that. Like, you know, as a daughter, I don't think that it is your role to impress your father. I think it is your father's role to support you in what you do. And if he does not see the talent and, you know, the offering that you have as who you are, then, you know, then it is his loss, no matter how good of a chess player he may or may not be. So, what do you do for work?
Quite taken with your statement. She blushes and says, no one ever asks me that. I don't even know how to answer. I paint.
Cool.
It's stupid. I paint murals in the sky that no one ever is going to see.
Wait, like literally in the sky?
Yes, literally in the sky. I know, it's ridiculous.
I don't think that is ridiculous. I have come to a world that I did not know existed, and I found out that there is a literal cloud making factory. And when I came on, I flew in with my friends on this giant cat named Catrick, and he was super kind to us. And as we flew in, I touched colors that made sound.
Yes!
I think that is awesome.
You've been there. You've been to the musical symphony. Yes,
is that what it's called?
I love it. It's wonderful. You can go there and you can fly on the carpet and you can make music, and that's where I paint. Well, we don't have sun here in Skyworld, but I know in Bonsarl they talk about these sunsets of 7 colors, And with each 2-hour segment, each of the 7 colors comes out. So I borrow the colors from the musical symphony, and I try to, I'm not very good a musician, but I try to make the music while I'm there, just play something to inspire me. And I paint these sunsets. That's so cool. I didn't know anyone else knew about that.
Well, it was quite a treat, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and we had quite a laugh because I don't think, well, no, Triyina is quite musically talented. But Bertie and I don't think that we, well, at least I know for me, I am not musically inclined. So we were making quite the ruckus of noise. But I don't know if your art is as enjoyable as that experience, then I think you have a lot to offer the world, because it is just so nice to get lost in the memorization of something that is greater than yourself.
So Triyina's like your friend or sister, or I mean, how do you know her?
Oh, we just met not too long ago. Same with Bertie. You see, we happened to come into the same place down there in Banzaro called Bodtop Library. And you see, I was helping the orphanage by escorting one of their librarians. And, so I happened to stay there for a few days and kind of, experience something different than my normal daily life. Because you see, where I come from, it's the desert and it's very hot and warm and I love it. But Banzara, well, Boshin, I guess, is near Bodtop Library. Like, it's very cold and there's a lot of snow. So I've not really experienced that. So I was just there kind of taking in that sight. And she happened to be there. And Bertie was already working there. And yeah, so I guess through circumstances, we just happened to catch up a friendship. And we've been hanging out together for, a little while now. Yes, I said they are my friends.
She smiles and says, circumstances can be incredibly kind or incredibly cruel.
Let me tell you about circumstances being cruel. So, get this. We were inside the brew cafe place and we were looking for some bad people. And there was this man in the kitchen who had this invisibility cloak over him. And he stabbed me in the back. And I died. You talk about circumstances. That was an awkward one. I didn't even see it coming. But I was able to recover because the wind was on my side and it gave me life again. And yeah, it has been pretty much a roller coaster quite like that. So yes, circumstances are a funny thing.
Halfway tempted to drag you back to her father to share your war story, she restrains herself and just rests in that moment.
Alastra, why don't you, I have an idea. The three of us have had interesting circumstances, and now we have this fourth person over here, this lady whom we just met. Why don't you join us for our time here? Why don't we hang out? You can join our group and
yeah, absolutely.
You can experience different things outside of the castle and not be so bogged down by the thoughts of what your father may think of you.
And maybe they don't really care for too much for painting or music. I mean, I know you do, and perhaps you would want to come, if you want to see the paintings or play the music. I mean, I'm not sure about them. They don't look like they enjoy music very much so. I mean,
I assure you.
Yeah, they're welcome to come. That's wonderful. Yeah, if they want to come to the paintings tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be so good. We've had such a long journey, and the first day that we were here, we got some really cool rest at this inn, and then all of a sudden these people showed up and blew up the place, and that was a fiasco the other day. And so I think having another rest is probably quite nice for us. So I will definitely invite them, because I know that at least Triyina will like it. And Bertie can be a little blunt sometimes, but it's kind of funny if you ask me, because I think it's funny and I think she will like it.
Who knows where the wind will take you? Hello, Sojourners. If you enjoyed this conversation between Alastra and Samoon, go ahead to your favorite podcasting platform and leave a rating and review. Bertie, and then Triyina. What on earth are you doing right now? Because Samoon's just jabbering on with Elastra. They're hitting it off. Elastra is about ready to tie the knot.
I ship it.
Yeah. Bring us back to the dining hall and how you are navigating this party. Dresenia is very intoxicated. Bertie, you are feeling the effects of the drink. The party's really ramping up.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the vampire with me onto the dance floor.
All right. It becomes rave, and y'all are dancing. The lights are starting to flicker different colors.
And I want to spin her around. I'm trying to get her to pass out.
Okay, you know what? Make an attack roll against her. The armor class is going to be, the DC is going to be a 14.
No.
You have
I'm rolling terrible.
disadvantage too, but yeah, you have disadvantage too because you're a little tipsy. So roll for that natural 1.
Okay, 4.
4. Bertie, you and her are both flat on the floor now. She is indeed out, but you black out for just a second. The lights are flickering and flashing. Triyina, how do you respond?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna run out there and try to push some people away from stepping on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna take her shoulder. Bertie! Bertie!
You're awake, Bertie.
I wake up and go, I don't feel good, but I think she feels worse finally. So get her away. We need to hide her. We need to put her somewhere.
Oh my gosh, this is a disaster. Yeah, okay. And I'll take one of her arms and start to hoist her off the dance floor. I'm sure they've got somewhere to put people like her, but is it safe to leave her unsupervised?
I think we should drag her into the kitchen and hide her in the, I don't know, in the refrigerator.
Won't that be dangerous if she gets too cold? Does that matter to vampires?
It's dark.
It's a good idea, Zinni. Let's do it.
All right, considering that the gifts are running, the hippo people are running the kitchen, make a stealth check to avoid their suspicions. You can, I'm going to say both of y'all roll a stealth check. Bertie, you're at disadvantage, clunking your way through the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Natural 1.
Nailed it.
You're a halfling, though.
I have 22 on stealth.
Triyina, you compensate for Bertie's failure. Bertie, you go over and you lean your hand steadily against a set of pots and pans. The pot begins to fall.
And go, Triyina, hey, how about I make the noise and you just make a run for it?
That's fine with me.
Okay, I'm gonna just cling the pans together. I'm drunk.
Is there a tablecloth or something, a linen around? I'd like to sweep that up and wrap it over her so you don't see that I'm carrying a body, and hopefully it'll keep her a little warm in the fridge.
You set her into the fridge, and sure enough, with your distraction and the gifts are, hey, you're not supposed to be in here. That's not right. No, you can't be in here. Stop playing with the pots. We have to clean them now. She's a little drunk. That's why you're not supposed to drink at parties.
I'm gonna come up. Oh, I'm sorry. I lost track of Bertie. Hey, she's a hero. The only reason you have dinner tonight is because of this woman right here.
Ugh, it's a barbaric practice.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the compliment. Take Bertie.
I lean over.
Oh.
I lean over to Triyina and go, hey, Triyina, thank you. Thank you for helping identify me as a woman.
Oh,
Most people will get kind of confused. Okay.
I don't know why. You're so... And she kind of looks at your boar mini skirt and helmet. Feminine! All the time!
The three
Bertie's
of you...
a little drunk, so she's just a little...
Yeah, no, I'm loving it.
Bertie, you and Triyina convene, and Samoon and Elastra are standing. Go ahead, Triyina.
No, that's good. Keep doing your thing.
Samoon and Elastra are standing nearby. The party continues on. Each of you make a perception check, high number winner. Bertie with disadvantage.
I'm hoping we can sweet talk Elastra into helping us with this bird hunt.
Oh, there has been enough sweet talk already.
Perception for Triyina is 15.
Samoon?
18.
Okay. Bertie?
A 2.
2. Okay, Bertie, you're having a hard time seeing, but Samoon, you're the first person to spot it. There's a shady-looking figure sporting a very fake-looking beard. It's a man, green skin. He's sniveling around the outskirts, and there's a guard, a Genasi guard, actually, fire Genasi, insisting that he leave the party. Man throws down the last remaining supplies of Feathermore, makes an obscene gesture and curses, and he turns away from the party, penniless and without a paycheck. You alone catch this, while Elastra and Triyina and Bertie are paying attention to the surroundings of the party.
Correct me, when we first came into the party, Bertie communicated to both of us about the paycheck guy.
No.
I think you're the only one in the party who doesn't know
That's
that
true,
we're looking
and
for
that's
him.
what turns out.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to clarify. As I see the guy, like, yeah. Hey, Lastra, who is that man? Right there talking to the fire Genasi
I don't
gentleman.
see anyone. That's the what? I guess he is a fire giant. That's one of our servants, our guards. Who did you see?
He looked like a man that was in disguise. I think perhaps we should follow him.
Recognized him being in disguise?
I mean, circumstances, right? He had, I don't know, there was something about his appearance that looked a bit off. Well, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna walk over here real quick. I will be right back.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to move over there as fast as I can and hope to get a second glimpse, even if it's at a distance. I'm gonna go in the direction where this gentleman went.
The gentleman is going out the door to the garden by the way you came. He's huffing and puffing. He kicks over a statue, knocking it, breaking its stone bits to the ground. And he begins to walk outside Castle Feathermore's gates.
And with that, like, Samoon he's just gonna peer with his eyes. He sees this man. He's like, that seems very suspicious.
At that point, Triyina and Bertie, Elastra is just tugging on your sleeve, Triyina. I'm sorry, Samoon he's acting weird. He just wandered off. I mean, you know him better than I do. I thought, does he likes to go where the wind takes him, I suppose. Is that just it? He's gone? And she looks sad.
What? No. Why did he leave?
He chased after that man, outside.
Man.
She points towards the door. Yeah, his name is Grinda, I think. He works for my father, or he worked for my father.
Oh! Bertie, that's the guy! I like hit her on the shoulder. It was really nice to meet you, Elastra. We're gonna also go after Grenda. You can come if you want, I guess. Sorry, we're kind of sort of sneaking around looking for a green bird. We gotta go real quickly. Bye! And,
She does not go with you, Triyina. She stays.
Sorry.
Bertie, do you follow Triyina?
Reluctantly, sort of looking longingly back at the party, wishing she could dance more.
You meet Samoon out in the cold sky, and luminous light has dwindled now, so it's this perpetual twilight gray scale across the clouds in the sky. The stars are ever so close to luminous, brightly lighting up parts like street lamps, filling this area of sky world. Around the corner, Grinda moves into the great city of Luminous, leaving the three of you outside of Castle Feathermore. And so for now, our story concludes. Every story comes to an ending, so for now we must conclude. Thank you for listening, Sojourners. Your attention will not go unrewarded, and we look forward to continuing this adventure. If you enjoyed this background music and ambiance, you should visit Tabletop Audio. You can find them at www.tabletopaudio.com. And take the time to sojourn with us. For articles on playing your very own Dungeons & Dragons games, visit www.sojournersawake.com. And as always, may your story continue. The party lingers on throughout the night, although now it has dwindled into a bland discussion around tables wreathed in cigar smoke. Alastra walks upstairs and removes the pins in her hair. Her long silver and blue locks flop down past her shoulders. She enters into her room and slumps onto her bed, looking up past her skylight window. She stares at the stars she has painted upon the ceiling and wonders again if she has done justice to the art. After rolling over and seeing her paintbrushes, she slams them into the nightstand drawer and cries herself to sleep.